Hello everyone and welcome. I am Eddie and we are playing Fallen Enchantress. This is episode 2. In the first episode we set up the game and I explained quite a few of the concepts behind the game. And so now we are going to play the game itself. So yeah, we recruited our first champions and we were ready to go to turn 2. So on the map you can see here we have quite a few loot tiles, loot chests. Here we have a monster which is very low level. This is actually a monster generator. So with one monster that will stay on this tile without moving, and it will generate at a regular interval some other monsters that will be able to roam the land. And here we have a shrine, a shard, which is a water shard, which is a resource that you can gather when it's inside your empire border, and it will give you mana and will boost the strength of your water spells. So let's go. What kind of loot do we get? Despair Scroll, so transfers 3 hit points per level from all enemies to the caster. So that's basically a one-time spell that we can use in tactical combat. And we are going to go fight this butcherman on the next turn since we end our turn here. So this monster on the monster generator won't roam, but if you end your turn next to them, there is a chance that they will attack you. And with our sovereign, we're going to loot this chest. Escape scroll allows the unit to cast escape, which allows your army to escape from tactical combat to your capital. So that's basically an emergency ability if you find yourself attacked with monster you cannot handle, which can happen because there are, even though this first one that we see here is very weak, there are some very strong monsters in this game. And we are done for this turn. So we are going to explore and try and find the first thing I'd like to do is try and find another location to build our second city when the pioneer we are producing is ready. And let's go to our first tactical fight. So you can use auto resolve, and I will use it later on when I have a big army fighting a very low level opponent. But usually speaking, you're better off fighting the battles yourself. So here you can see the list of initiatives, the initiative. So here you see we just acting one after the other. But actually, if you have a high initiative playing against a monster or an enemy with a low initiative, you can have some turns when you'll play twice before a monster or enemy. But here he has 26 initiative, we have 29, so we'll play before him. But it's close enough that we probably won't act twice in a turn before him anytime soon. And so here we can see the details of the enemies and the special abilities they have. So yeah, these troops, every time they kill a unit, they gain a member to their troop. And when they get low hit points, they get a very big attack boost. But they are vulnerable to magic and inaccurate. So the tactical combat, how it works, basically for physical attacks, the percent chance to hit is the accuracy of the attacker minus the dodge of the defender, and the damage is a range that is determined between the attack of the attacker and the defense of the defender. And attacks can have a type. So it's usually cutting attack for swords and axes, blunt attack for warhammer and clubs, and piercing attack for spears and arrows. And you have specific defense for each of those. Each unit has a number of hit points, and you have a crit chance that you can increase. I think it's a straight percentage, but I'm not 100% sure. For magical attacks, the percentage to hit that your spell will work is spell mastery. The defending unit has a chance to resist. So if your spells just makes a magical effect on the enemy, if the spell is resisted, the effect doesn't apply. But if it's a straight up damage spell and it's resisted, its damage will be halved. But then you have the elemental resist that will lower the damage of elemental spells, or even I think you can add some elemental damage to your melee attacks, and I think they will also be lowered by the elemental resist. And here you also have encumbrance. So I'm going to check with my champions. So you have a maximum weight you can wear. So this weight is only based on the equipment you are actually using. So you can have 10 armors on you, but only if you are wearing one will it affect your encumbrance. So if you stay below or at 40% of your maximum weight, you are in light encumbrance and you have no penalties. Between 40 to 80% of your maximum weight, you have a penalty of 2 to initiative, and over that you have a penalty to 4 initiative. So you can see with the normal unit, with no bonuses, you start with a maximum of 30 weight, but for my sovereign and the troop I'll be able to train, they are trogs, so they have a maximum of 50 weight at the beginning. So this unit move at 3 per turn. It will be able to get here. So I'm going into advance only 1. And here we have all the abilities that I have. So most of them are spells, because this is a spellcaster with level 2 death magic. So I can cast blindness, curse, shadow bolt, wither, and this is the scroll we picked up. So it's a one-time ability. I don't think so. It doesn't have any defense, 10 HP, 6 attack. I don't think I'm going to need to use spells to defeat it. So because spells will eat your mana, which is a global faction resource. Yeah, and the AI is smart enough since it's moving faster than me. It stays at far enough that I cannot attack it first. So I'm going to just pass because it gives me a defensive bonus when I do. And I counter-attack it because I have a dagger that gives me a counter-attack each turn. And even when I dodge, I have a counter-attack. And so I gain 7 experience from this encounter. So one thing to note with experience is if you have several champions in the same army, the experience you will have will be lowered because of it. So to level up your champions, you might want to put them in their own army with only trained units. And we found a Shadow Dagger, which I think is, oh yeah, quite a lot better than the one we had. I'm going to equip it directly. Yeah, so old one was 6 attack. Yeah, it did have 4 crits, but here we have 7 attack. We don't have the bonus to crits, but we ignore 66% of the victim defense. So this is quite a better weapon. And yeah, attacking use one move. So we attacked and then moved on the tile, so that was our 2 moves. And so we are done. So let's loot with our sovereign. And we get a stone mace, which we already got, I believe. Yeah, it's the same, we got twice the same item. And another scroll for him. Curse scroll. I think he does have the spell already. Yeah, he has the spell, so now he has both the spell that he can cast himself and the scroll. And here we have a bandit army. Yeah, there are 3 units. So the units independently are very weak, but there are 3 of them. So I'm not going to fight them right now. And here we have another champion that we could recruit, but this is a level 5 champion, so we are going to need to do some research before we can recruit him or her. Some more loot. Practice word, so it's a 9 attack, 1 counter attack, and an extra 10% experience. I might actually equip that one. So it's a little bit lower attack, but there is no initiative, penalty, and the counter attack is pretty nice, and the extra bonus experience is very nice too. So yeah, I'm going to equip it. And so yeah, as you can see here, the maximum weight for our sovereign, which is Strog, is 50. Oh, so here we see a tile with some yields, so maybe around here we'll be able to find a suitable place to settle a new city. Yeah, and there are some iron ore here and wild horses. So iron ore will allow us to get metal, which is required to make weapons and armor. And horses allow us to make mounted troops. And here we see a tile which have some essence to it. Okay, so we have quite a few monsters here. An ogre, a low-level butcherman. Here we have a humble inn. So this is a quest location. If we take a champion here, it will start a quest, which will give us some XP if we finish it. Here it's a medium quest. It might be a bit too tough for us to take right now. And here we have a fire shard. Yeah, I think 3 to 1 is the highest we're gonna get here. Maybe I'll go that way to check if there are some more tiles with some yield. We also have an earth shard here. And a quest location here, but this one is a strong one, so I'll definitely not take it. So next turn I'll kill this butcherman. Let's check this way. Ooh. I didn't pay attention, and I'm going to end my turn next to a pretty tough monster. And I think there's a chance he might attack me during his turn. And if he does, I'm going to be in big trouble because it's a pretty tough monster. So he did not attack me. I think at the beginning of the game the chances of monster on protecting monster generator attacking you are lower than later on. So we are going to kill a butcherman here. Yeah, so our sovereign has death level 1 spell and the berserk ability. He also has earth level 1 spells, but I don't think there are any tactical spells at the first level of earth. And he does have the escape scroll. So we won't need to use anything here. So those move at 3. So I'm actually not going to move this turn. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he came just close enough to attack me in one turn now, so he will get the first shot. But yes, yeah, with the counter attack and my new sword, I damage him a lot just by counter attacking. And I will finish a second turn next to the escaped Juggernaut. So this style of forest, you need 2 moves to. They will use 2 moves when you get to them. And so yeah, there don't seem to be any more settable tiles. So I think 3-1 tiles here will be my best bet for my second city. Some more loot and some armor, rusty helm, 2 defense. Let's equip it. Yeah, we can see here on the minimap we are a little bit on the corner, but there is still a lot of land, well, a lot of space around here. So maybe up top it goes up and then to the right. Yeah, here we have some dangerous monsters too. Yeah, so I may back off my champion and go check this direction. So how long before we get this pioneer? 2 turns before the pioneer. And 3 seasons before we finish our research. And some more armor. So let's check our encumbrance. Yeah, so you see, if we didn't have the trog trait that gives us plus 20 weight capacity, we'd actually be over the 40% limit right now, and we'd have 2 penalty to initiative. Yes, so I am going to go back up with him. And you can notice here that you get the type of terrain and the movement style of the tile your cursor is on. So here we have some hills that are half movement tiles. And let's go get some more loot. Okay, and our pioneer is finished. So we will bring him here. So you can see his path is highlighted here. Let's just make sure he doesn't come close to a monster. So rock spiderling. Yeah, ash wheel. It has some cutting defense. It's pretty low HP. I might be able to take them with just my sovereign. Yeah, the ash wheel does do some static blast, some damage from range. So it's going to be 6 lightning damage. Only has 8 HP. Yeah, might be able to take them actually with just my my sovereign. This is your spell book. So all the spells you get depends on the abilities of all your champions. There are spells that you can cast on the strategic map, and spells that you can cast on the tactical map. Here are the city enchantments. So you can only cast them on cities if the city has any essence. It can support 1 enchantment per essence. So my first city cannot have any enchantments. And here are some unit spells that you can cast on the strategic levels. So yeah, I can cast, because of my Earth ability with my Sovereign, I can cast Nature's Cloak, which gives me some elemental resistance, and Wither, which is a curse on an enemy. And now I need to what can I build? I can build a merchant to get some extra money, which I actually need because I'm losing money right now because of my champion. So as you can see, you can select where you place your new building. So for many building, they have an upgrade path. So you select the place to build the first one, but then when you upgrade it, it will upgrade the actual building you have already placed. Okay, and we finish researching knowledge, which gives us a steady improvement and an extra faction prestige. And we are going to continue in the civilization path with the restoration tech to get some better production. And now, as you can see, I have 2 faction prestige. And my city growth is now 2, so it gains 2 population per turn. And so in 3 turns, my city should level up. So does he have any defense? Yeah, the spiderling does have some defense. 6 defense, and with some cutting defense too. And yeah, I'm using a sword, I think. Yeah, so it is cutting. So I might curse the spiderling when it gets close to me. Move that 3, move that 2. So I'm going to move 1 only. And I am going to cast curse now on the spiderling. Yeah, so I was able to kill it in 1 shot because it didn't have any defense. So this one moves 2, so I'm just not going to move. And now I can have the first shot in. Okay, so I did take some damage. But now I have enough XP to level up. So every time a champion level up, you can select an ability. The ability you can select from are randomly selected. As you can see, some are common, uncommon, and rare. So finesse plus 3 attack vs opponents with a lower initiative. That might be good at some point because I'm going to try to keep my initiative up. Quick gives a +1 to initiative. Some spell resistance, strains to increase our weight capacity. Since we already have +20 strains, I won't take that early on. Maybe later on when we have some heavy armor, but right now we don't have any. And Tactician 2, which give +1 to our initiative. So we already have Tactician 1 that we selected the creation of our sovereign. So I am actually going to take Tactician 2. Even though we don't have any unit in our armies right now, it's going to be very useful later on, so that every unit in our armies can act first. And we get some loot. Letter from Brian. Dear mother, you fear that I would not be able to handle traveling in the wilds was misguided. Thus far my journey has been without any setbacks. I look forward to seeing you soon, Brian. I'm not actually sure what this is for. Yep, I have no idea. Maybe it's something you need to research to be able to use. I'm not sure. So, now let's see what is up there. So here we have another escaped juggernaut, so too dangerous for me right now. And a banished ogre. What do they do? Bash, tough, but inaccurate and vulnerable to magic. Yeah, they have 14 attacks, so they can hurt you pretty well. They have some defense and 19 HP. So I might not take him on directly with my Sovereign here, especially since I'm not at full HP. Bottle Fire, remove the cork. Yeah, that's one time 16 fire damage ability basically. Let's get away from the monster. So our pioneer is en route. Some more loot and some armor for him too. So let's see, because she doesn't have any extra strength, so right now she's okay with just her leather cuirass and helm. She's at 30%, and as you can see, basically 10% is 3 weight, so another item might push her into the medium encumbrance level. And my settlement has grown to level 2. So that's where you can specialize your city. So a conclave is basically a city that will specialize into mana generation and research. A town will specialize more into gold or guildar generation and extra food. And a fortress will give you bonuses for training troops. So right now I have a town that was 4 grain and 2 materials and no essence. So it's not very good as a conclave, and since it's going to have a low production, it's not going to be very good as a fortress. So I'm going to specialize it as a town. And now that we have our level 2 cities, I'm going to stop this episode now. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, comments, or just want to say hi, feel free to post a comment below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and share it with your friends. To see my other videos, check my channel and subscribe. Thank you and see you later.